Hello, welcome to today's edition, and pretty much we're going to be looking at the front end part of our project. Now, I know that the previous lesson may sound or may be seen as something a bit complicated, but the truth is that somehow when you listen to me and watch where we're going, you're likely to get it. Today, really, it's going to be quite easier, and I think that's really the interesting part of this series. As you go deeper into it, you get more understanding as we progress. So let's take a look at what we have to do today. If you take a look at my repo right here, what we have pretty much is plenty of commits. So after the class, I try to optimize some of the functions that we have, the instructions, and I really want you to take a look at the changes. But for you to have access to where I am now, this is commit number 6, right? So if you go into commit 6, you'll be able to see where I am right now, but I will explain what changed in the project. Okay, if I navigate back to my folder, and what you can see right now is that I have the chatbot front end being created. Now, the thing here is that I created this because I realized that running the script would take a lot of time in order not to take much of our time. So I just went ahead to roll up this so that we can then see how we can work with it. But let me show you how I achieved this. I mean, they're just 2 lines of code, and you can take a look at it in this direction. So this is the first line. Let me just okay, so I run this line. Remember that we have this in our doc. I run this one. In fact, let me just show you the page that I'm looking at now. We are looking at D. D has the project for the front end, and if we take a look at it now, we can see. So I run this. Let me just show you example. Just imagine that I want to run it again. It's going to ask me some couple of questions, and all I need to do is to say yes right now. I think it's complaining that we have the folder. There's a project name called that already, so that's the error. So let's say we want to just do, let me add 2 to that so that I can just show you all the things I did. So I ran that. It just allow you to run, then it asked me a couple of questions. I just use the configuration. So you asked me if I want Tailwind. I said no to that. I don't want Tailwind. He asked me if I want the default source folder. I said yes. Then do I want a turbo pack? Of course, yes. This gives me speed time while trying to develop. He asked me if we want to use the alias. I said no, I don't want to change it. I use the default. I said no. So it's just going ahead to creating that, but I'm just going to terminate that. But that's just what I did. Also, after doing that, the next command you want to run is to cd into the folder. And let me show you what I mean by cd. Oftentimes, when you create things like this, I'm just going to go ahead and delete this second one. So oftentimes when you create projects like this, yes, you have your folder, but you're currently not inside of that folder. So when you hear the term cd into the folder, it means that, oh, you're going into the folder. Yes, I know that it's quite easier for us to just click and see it on the visual, but in the terminal here, you need to go into the folder. So in going into the folder, you can just do something like this. In fact, we don't need this dot. We don't even need this /. We can just cd into that folder. And boom, you can see now that we are inside of the folder. And this really makes a lot of sense. But, you know, I really would make things easier here. So what I would recommend is, when we have a project like this, I think the best way for us not to be confused and moving around folders, let us just focus on each of the module. Now that we have our front end and back end folder created for us, what we need to do right now is we can even open another cursor here. Just open new window. I'll open new window. Now when I open new window, I want to just open this very front end so that we can just, that's the only thing we would see, in order not to make things complicated for us. So I'm just going to go, I think I have my code folder somewhere around here. Okay, yes, this is my code folder. I'm looking for, where is it? Where is it? I think it should be under AI project. Then I have it inside of front end. Yes, so this is what we want to open. So when I have this open, I am pretty sure that, yes, this is, so we've isolated every other thing. We have only just this project, and this is going to really make our life easy. So even though we can navigate to this one whenever we need anything, but let's just take a look at what is going on here. So this is a Next.js project, and one thing we can do right now is that we can go ahead and just spin up what we have. So I'm just going to do Ctrl J to bring up the terminal and just run some commands. So let's take a look at what we have already. So if I go ahead and say npm run dev, now this should spin up what we need. This should spin up the server so that we can take a look at what does our project even look like. So it's currently running on port 3000. Now, like I said, if you run into any issue, all you can do is you can copy the issue from the terminal, paste it here, and let CoSource recommend or fix the issue. Remember, don't forget to install, don't forget to run this second line. Don't forget to run this second line when you finish your creation, when you finish creating your Next.js project. Let me don't forget to even remove this too. Okay. So now, if you don't run npm install, you may have some error, which is going to tell you that some packages are not installed. So you can just go ahead and do that. So let me just open that, and let's see the default page that Next.js provide for us. Okay, so this is taking some time to load, but I think what I would, okay, yes, so we're good. So this is what Next.js is showing us. This is just like the templates that comes with our installation. So we're going to replace this with our requirement document, and we're going to be asking the AI to help us to do this. So to do that, all I need to do is quickly just navigate to, I think we need, so we need, let me add this. We need all of these documents. We need all of these documents. So I'm going to just from number 4. From number 4, in fact, what we need right now is that we need to create all of these folders. But I have some lines of code here that can help us do that. Okay. Now, this line, for those who are using Linux, if you're using Linux, you can copy this very code. But if you're, yes, I think this appears better. If you're using Linux, you can use this. If you're using Windows, you can use this. But I'm a Windows user at the moment. I'll just copy this segment. We want to create all this folder. Now, rather than manually creating all these folders and files one by one, what we can do is just run that command. So I'm just going to bring the command here. Okay, we're running our terminal, we're running our server here, so we can just create another terminal and give you the instruction to create all of these folders for us. Now it's going to try to create them. Whichever one is available is going to say to us that it's currently, yes, it currently exists. So we can see, what do we see here? Okay, first, let's even take a look at it, that we have all the files. So all these errors are just pretty much saying parameter found. It's trying to tell us that the name of the file exists. So the term art not recognize the name, call the function, blah, blah, blah. But let's take a look at the app here. Okay, so I think we don't have the auth and it's trying to tell us something. Let me see if there was an error. So we have auth in page, in app, we have auth. So what do we have? Okay, so like I said, if you have issues like this, all you can do is you have two options. It's either you find a way to run the process with the AI. So just take, for instance, we could just go ahead, copy all of these things and paste it here so that it does the magic for us. And it's going to try to, so hey, it's trying to let us know that, what's it called? Here, it looks like you're running into a bit of snag. Then the error message shows us that make directory commands having trouble with the name. So no worries. So I suppose the command creates auth directory inside the source folder. All right, so if we run this one, does it work? It does work. It does work. So what did we miss? Make directory source app main. Sorry, let me take a look at it. Main directory source app main directory. We have source, we have app, we have main. Okay, I think he's complaining about the bracket. Okay, so if that's the case, we'll just tell it to fix all of that, or we could even do that by ourselves by removing the brackets. And that's where AI has a very handy behavior for us. Auth. So we could just stop it from running. I think we figured out what the issue is. Let's try to run that. Okay, so I think we're good. The only complaint now should be that a folder, the item already exists. Cool. Yeah, but we have all our folders created here. So I think the issue we had was that it had brackets, open bracket and close brackets, which is not supported. Okay, so now the next thing is quickly we need to look at how do we then run the remaining command. What is left now is that we need to execute all of these things. So what I can just do is copy the whole of these, bring it back here. So I think just in the body, we can create another doc. We can just call this one docs again, then / we can call it front end base instruction .md. So I'll just paste that. And you can see that we've removed every other step that we've done so that we don't really stress the AI. Now we just need to save this. Let me close my terminal so that we have more cleaner space. Now, what I'm going to do is open new chat, and I'm going to say that it should carefully review these requirements and implement. I will say where the folder or where the file exists, update to match the requirement. I'll say ask me for clarification when you need help. Okay, so let's just run this, and we expect that this is going to go through the entire file, read it, understand it, then do everything for us. Because manually, what we're supposed to do is start pasting, updating these things manually. But this is going to, of course, take our time. So what we've told the AI to do is to make up this thing. So it's trying to create a file. Let's tell it to run it. Does it have a problem in creating that? Okay, I think it's trying to create the type right now. All right, that's good. We have the type, it's updating the type. So we just need to follow the AI alongside with what it's doing and see if it's doing something wrong or something right, or it needs help. So like the error it had here, the cool thing is that if it's run into an error, it tries to fix itself or try to use another means to generate what we need. But the cool thing is that it just really understands the context of what we're trying to do, and what it's trying to do for us right now is updates. So we just need to sit and watch and ensure that everything is fine. So you can see it's currently working on our art. It's currently working on our art file. So the cool thing here is that we can go to this, go to our app, go to art. So I think it's currently working on art file. The layout, app art layout. We accepted that. Okay, I hope we're not having something going on. I'm trying to see the changes going on. Okay, you know what? Let me just click on this page. There's a problem. You can see what's going on here. We have the project. I see. Now, and this is very interesting because oftentimes these are the issues you're going to have when executing any project. We'll fix this, and that is why I do explain that the bunch of our work as developer these days is our ability to write documentation that works. So with that little errors that we have, those errors that we have in this our instruction now, it's just executing them. Should have been wise enough to know that yes, we already have Next.js project, but from our documentation, it is just going ahead to create new files. So no problem. We would find a way around it once it finish its generation. Find a way to go around it. So it's currently just created the app here rather than inside of here. It's just supposed to come and update what we have here, but that's okay. We'll find a way around it. Okay, but let's see where it is now. It's currently working on. Okay, widget is almost done. Oh yeah, it's done actually. Widget is the last instruction. So if you come back here, bottom, you see our last instruction for it to execute is the widget. So now we know that we have an error. We need to fix that. So we have two ways to remedy this. Since we see that this is app folder is here, so we can decide to just edit this name properly. So rather than those brackets, I can just go ahead and remove them. Just have them properly done. Okay. I would just call that widget. So this F2. Okay. Now we have the item here. So what we can do here is, so we have main auth main widget. So inside of here we have auth main widget. So I can just go ahead and delete these 3 folders. Then it also have a layout page doc lib. Let me see. Okay, no, the doc are not there. It has just layout and page. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove this, and get rid of that. So now what we can do is move the whole of this inside of let me see. I want to move the whole of that inside of this. I think something is happening. Sorry, let me just not accept. I don't even know where it's going. Okay, so let me close. Okay, we are bringing it here. So let me close public so that I can have enough space. So we're bringing it inside of app. So I'm just going to right click on it inside of app. All right. So it's asking if we want to move everything, and we say yes. So it should move everything from the previous app. So you can see now this very app is empty. So we can just get rid of it. So now if you check our what's the app that we actually want, then you can see all the folders inside with the right files. Okay, so the next thing now is to check up, just check out what we've done and see if everything runs fine. So I'll just say Ctrl J, and let me go to the terminal running. Let's kill it. Ctrl C to cancel it. You can say yes. Then up arrow to run the dev again to show the previous command that we ran. And if everything works fine, it means that this should spin up well, then we should be able to preview again. So I'm just going to navigate to our browser and refresh. So now there's an error. It's currently complaining about a style, a global style. Okay, so let's fix that. So if we go to layout, and the cool thing here is telling us where it says pages, source, layout, and the like. So you can copy the same thing and just give it to the AI to fix. But sometimes I just love to save credits, AI credits, especially when the issues are very minor. So now I can see that my global.css is here, and we're saying that is in style. So is that I create a styles folder, or I just change this to reference the style just where it is. So if I do that and I come here and I refresh, and boom, we have our first application running. So here you can try to log into demo. Yes, of course, the styles are not there right now, but it's okay. So this is chats. Chat is currently saying not available. We need to log in to be able to do that. But again, chat is supposed to be available. We don't have chat folder here. So in our document, I would proceed and say chat. We're supposed to have a chat. Okay, so chat is supposed to be inside of main. Inside of main, then we have chat. Okay, cool. I think something is wrong with our navigation there. So we're supposed to have main /chat, and that should be what gives us our chat. Now we're going to correct all of these. Can you see already? Yes, it's not looking nice. It's just pretty much not looking nice, but that's okay. But it's very important that at least we have the structure in place. So right now we have our front end and our back end running. Our next task is to ensure that we style the interfaces so that they look nicer and appealing to our audience. Of course, we may even have to change some of the things that we see there, but it's very cool that at least we have the server-side setup and we have the front-end setup. So we'll take just step by step and ensure that we tackle every of these things. And so far, I believe you've seen the power of artificial intelligence with creating applications. You just need to have the right documentation. In fact, the quality of the AI executions that you will get really rely on your documentation. And what do I mean by documentation? If you check from the first edition to where we are right now, you'd see that we spend most of our time writing documentation. And what does documentation do for creating any product? You're creating context. The AI needs context to be able to understand any execution that you want it to do. And that's how we wrap it up on this one. If you like this video, subscribe to all our social media handles. My name is Noah Olatoye. Until next time, I'll see you in the next one.